The scope. This is Queese. Appreciate everybody that check us out and what we've done so far. Either catch the show on Spotify or Apple Music. Help us get to 100 subscribers. We at 98 right now, so we're gonna keep going. Help us get to 100. Please like and subscribe the video here. As y'all see the title of the video, you're probably looking like, well, I got a hoodie on. Look, I need a haircut. All right, so look, I'm gonna just rock with the hoodie on. Until I get that whole situation checked out there. But as y'all see title of video, are we entering the evil villain era of Drake? Like seriously. I mean, like think about some of the moves he making or some of the moves he's not making. Or just look at some of the people he's choosing to diss and the direction he's taking some of his lyrics. We're gonna break that whole thing down today. Because I thought it was intriguing. As anybody know me, I'm a Drake fan, so obviously I pay attention to the lyrics. I know the body of work, all the albums. So it's definitely something that I've been keeping my eye on lately. But just a quick album review. Not just the whole video ain't about the album. So For All the Dogs just dropped. Everybody been talking about it. Most of it is negative, is what I'm seeing. My personal opinion on the album there is it has some good music on there. Obviously he's going to give you good music. Like you're going to have good songs here and there. And if you take the album as a playlist and Drake is starting to become a playlist artist for me. What I mean by that is like, I'm just pulling out the good songs from the albums because I'm no longer respecting a classic body of work. Not saying he shouldn't still deliver it, but I just think with the variations of different genres he touch and his, dedication to make sure he touches all these different type of genres, regardless if it fits in cohesion or not, then I'm not expecting it all to sound flawlessly. But what I'll personally say about the album here is, I agree with some of the criticism out there, with some of the content manner not evolving. But I do want to point out, though, if you making R&B music, because he's not just a rapper, right? So he's going to make R&B music. So you'll put it in the same lens as an R&B singer. So if he's singing, croning, and crying about women, that's what R&B is. That's what a lot of R&B is, right? So it's like people judge it as if a rapper is crying about women, but he's an artist. Like he's going to make R&B songs and those songs are going to be about women. So I'm not judged. Like, I don't know what else you guys are expecting as far as the R&B to sound like. Maybe when you drop a song called an album For All the Dogs, you're expecting it to be some, music for men. And obviously the title is misleading. So I wouldn't, I think that was a misstep there for him to name it that. But yeah, the content as far as the rapping should evolve. When you're clearly he's marketing to the kids, clearly a business decision there. Old heads don't stream music. And you have artists like J. Cole, Kendrick, or other artists as they get older, Nas, J. Hove, all these artists that get older that don't sacrifice, or Ross, artists that don't sacrifice the artistic ability for reaching back to the kids, and people are looking to Drake to get out that type of mode there. So I do understand that because it is hard to grow with his music if you at a different point in life. So his fans aren't growing with him. He's just gaining new fans, being younger fans, and those are becoming those fans. And it's like he's just trying to re-up on new fans. So I totally understand that there. I see somebody making a good point though. Like we don't hold Future, who's also almost 40, to that same point as well. But yeah, this is an album review. Album was okay. Okay album. Not nothing to write home about. Not in the top of his discography. Towards the bottom. But as you see on the video here, we're going to go into, are we in the villain Drake era? And what I mean by that is like, one of the points I want to touch is some of the people he's choosing to diss is questionable, right? Like as a rapper, I'm not a rapper, but rappers, they clearly, they diss people, right? Like someone, they throw shots here and there, it's braggadocious. But listening to the people he's choosing to diss is women. And that's confusing to me because you made your music built off of women being the base. Men obviously like the rapping, but a lot of that singing and in and out of harmonies and flows there was for the women. You were singing market to them. So you make it a conscious decision to attack powerful women isn't making sense. And you're doing black women, bro. Black women. If there's anybody that ain't gonna take the disrespect, it's them. Like, come on, man. So you diss Rihanna in Fear of the Heights. Clearly, these lyrics are about Rihanna. I mean, anybody that knows anything about lyrics and interpreting lyrics. I mean, you're throwing in the anti-flips, talking about why they think I'm still stuck on you. Obviously talking about Rihanna because everybody says, you're still stuck on Rihanna or you're jealous every time her and ASAP pull up. You're using the gal. Clearly, Rihanna's from Barbados. That's a clearly slang there. Using the anti-flips. Her album was named Anti. So I mean, clear cut there. Now you're dealing with the Navy. The Navy, bro. Like, if anybody fans is up there as far as loyal and rabid and you don't want to you messing with the Navy. I don't understand. Like, you ain't dealing with somebody who just, a local artist. Like, you're trying to, throw shots at somebody that's didn't say anything to you, which is another strike. Didn't say nothing to you. And then you trying to come at them. It's just not a good look, man. Not a good look there. And then you threw shots at Megan. Again, why? You throwing shots at her before the trial, before it was a conviction. Okay, right? Because you're under pretense it didn't happen, right? But after Tory was found guilty, regardless of if you think they got it wrong or not, that's what public perception is, that he was guilty. So you taking the bold stance to diss her multiple times, that is stupid. That is beyond stupid. Now, you lucky she not harping on it. Because if all it takes is her to write one diatribe or her to write one article there about what you're doing for it to be like, turn into something, right? If she harps on that and say, yo, look at him attacking me, then that could be an issue for you, right? So I don't understand why you did that, right? And her fan base, the hotties or whatever y'all call them, is, it ain't a base you want to mess with either. So, I mean, you picking situations there that just don't make sense. You picking on people or you dissing powerful black women that it just doesn't make sense. You pissed off Halle Berry. Now that's the older people. My grandma ain't like that. Man. You attacking bases there that don't need, like, you asked her, could you use her artwork or the picture for Slime You Out? According to her, she said no. And you still use it anyway. And then you took it down. Like, what's the point if you weren't going to keep it up there? Stand on it. If you don't do it, stand on it. But you didn't, right? So now you pissed her off. And nobody's on your side on that one either. So you're just the black woman. You're pissing them off, man. And for somebody who made a career on women, like, think about it. Nice for what? You had black women, dark skinned women all in your video. So you clearly make concerted effort to make sure that you touch that base. And for you to undo that work, it doesn't make sense, right? And the crazy thing is you enter in this villain era, right? At least it looks like it to me, right? And some of the lyrics that you're choosing to, put in there, like on one of the songs there, I think it was Stay Away From Home. You put, I didn't think I was gangsta until now. Trey, do you remember this lyric that you had on Scorpion? As luck would have it, I've settled into my role. Do you remember that lyric there? Again. As luck would have it, I've settled into my role. Do you remember that? I settled into my role as the good guy on 8 out of 10. You use that as the basis of why you didn't respond to Pusha and Kanye with this scathing diss track, allegedly, right? And that was like 4 years ago, but still, for you to get older with age and get to the point where now you're saying you didn't think you were gangster until now. You're almost 37, man. if you're going to market to the kids, you got to assume they're going to hold on to your lyrics, right? Do you think that's the message you should be? That's the message you should be conveying. And guards, you got people who take lyrics, as an art form, right? So they don't take everything like that's what that person is doing. But for you, it just all brand. Like, why would you even go that route and say you didn't think you were gangster till now? Are you doing something gangster I don't know about, or we don't know about? Again, it's just unwanted attention. And then you got me, even with it's just not calculated, right? Because you got the deposition for the XXX murder, right? I don't think you had anything to do with it, right? But still, the fact you got that right, and then you saying you a gangster, right? Like you're just leaving a trail of people to just attach things to you. It doesn't make sense. Your lyrics are becoming more violent, right? Like now it's like, yeah, you get that little voice on, you put that little whisper. I'm gonna creep up on you. I'm gonna slice your neck. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna shoot you. I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. Like, yo, like the lyrics is like why? Like that's not even your brand. I could see 21 doing that, but you, like I don't understand the lyrics you're doing. Like it just doesn't add up to what your brand is. Are you forgetting what your brand is and who you are, right? Because none of us think you out here doing these things. So, but it doesn't make sense, right? Lyrics are coming a lot more violent. I know you responded to the critiques that Joe put on the album. I mean, responded to your album there. Obviously, it was, when you're that high up, you're gonna get critiqued. I don't understand what the disconnect is. Now, Axe said he spoke to you and you said the issue wasn't that you were he critiqued the album. It was the personal things. And the personal things, I guess, that you labeled was him saying, you're dating the 25-year-olds and you hanging around kids all the time. Did he lie? Not saying you hang around kids all the time, but Yachty's a kid, right? Kai, kid. Aiden Ross, kid. Like these are all streamers or kids or people that said they've been around you, right? And you invite to your shows and you call and these are kids, right? And clearly Yachty had a big influence on the album. I just read a quote that you said where you couldn't make this album without Yachty. His influence, him being in the studio with you, his helping you, the writing, the production. You gave him credit for that, right? So you hang around kids. Like what is like, I don't understand. Obviously we know you're doing it for music purposes, but do you need to do that? Because when you hang with somebody who's such a drastic difference from what the music you make, you can get into that. But also he said, hang around 25-year-olds. Ironic coming from Joe. Like, Joe, come on, man. Like, you are the poster child for dating much younger women. Women 14, 13 years younger than you. And you was in your late 30s. So, that was ironic there. But the diss you dropped to Joe, if y'all didn't see it, he basically called Joe a failed broke rapper 100 different ways. 100 different ways. I don't know if you had one of them girls type that up for you, but you went in. That was a light skin response, clearly. You probably was laughing like this when you was doing it. You probably was laughing like that when you was doing it. But still, like at the end of the day, still like that type of diss there, you basically call him everything in the book. Like that was crazy. And you're gonna get critiqued, man. Like at the end of the day, when you that high up, that's what's going to happen. I think you shouldn't take it so personal because there's a lot of people that's been saying things about you that maybe question your character, right? And the way for you to respond like that, instead of being high up and ignoring it, you responded like a villain. Like you responded like a villain, man. And like I said, some of the ways your lyrics are going, even on before that, not even the backtrack, but to go back to her loss. You did Serena Williams' husband. The guy that worked at Reddit. Like, for what? When the last time you date Serena? That's a long time ago. I know he says some things, but you can ignore that, man. You just drama of 5-year-old beef. Again, these are people who harmless. And you look like you just bullying or doing random things at that moment. Kanye, search and rescue. Playing off a woman that looked like him. Like why? Like, why are you purposely trying to create more enemies as you're getting older? Shouldn't it be the opposite? If I'm getting older and trying to get to a Billy and I'm close to it, I got a plane. I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't talking to none of you peons. I got a plane. I got a plane. I got my own airline. Nah, I ain't doing all that. I ain't talking to nobody. So for you to be able to either punch down or you to give light and shine the things you don't need to get, you just got a son, man. Like, I mean, obviously you want him to, grow up like you, right? You want him to take some of your advice, right? Some of your moves, right? You going backwards right now. You going backwards. So I don't know if you lost some people that was around you, but I still see 40. I still see Baca. I still see Chubbs. I still see Oliver. All those people around you. Y'all need to regroup because the brand doesn't have the direction that it used to have, where now you're pissing off the women. You're making music for the kids. The older base isn't really rocking with you, right? So now you're just like, who are you targeting? You're getting older. You're about to be 40. Not about to be 40, about to be 37, but that's closer to 40, right? So I don't know, you're entering this new era there where the lyrics are going to become a lot more violent. I didn't know who I was listening to. I didn't know if I was listening to Dirk or Drake at this point. Like, they damn near make the same contact manner now. So I don't understand, like, where you're going as far as that goes. Joe talked about, you should have rapped with Cole. You shouldn't have did the singing. And he's been consistent in that. He came at Kendrick for doing the same thing on the American Dream song with Jeezy. So it's consistent. I would like to see you rap with Cole. The Josie freestyle was a classic. I would like to see you do it again. I don't think that was so bad in what he said there. I don't think none of his critiques of you were that harsh, but I'm not you, so I can't tell you how to feel about it, right? But something got to give where everything shouldn't bother you, especially when you're winning. You sell the most. You about to break Michael Jackson record. Why is what other people say to you so bothersome? Right? So why is what other people say to you so bothersome? Like, it shouldn't even be that big of a deal for you. And, as a fan, we definitely don't want to see you going towards this era there. It's hard to defend you when the moves just don't make sense. And, women held that that base for you, bro. They defend you over anything. No matter what scandal came out about you, they was the ones to hold you up. When the rap heads was coming after you for the Pusha T stuff and not responding or blah, 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 it was women that was like, I don't care about that. Who Pusha T? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was them, right? So, you pissing them off. All it takes is one of these females, whether it be Megan, Rihanna, to harp on you attacking them and play the victim role, and it's going to really blow up. That's all I'm saying. But these are just some of the things I noticed, man. Let me know if y'all agree, man. Do y'all see that, like, the way he's just dissing, women is like a new thing for him? As far as like prominent women, you see the lyrics becoming a lot more violent. I don't know. Just let me know what y'all think. Am I tripping? There's nothing to worry about. Am I tripping? But thank you for anybody who listened to this video. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think. Through the scope. I'm out.